Yay.
Episode 3, We Are Two Sheep.
Yeah.
Vivian and Jennifer. Today, last week didn't go as planned because we thought we'd have a podcast.
Yeah. We sat down. We tried to
We
record.
tried. It didn't work. Today, nothing went the way I needed it to. I think your day was okay.
Yeah.
Mine,
It was productive.
Good. Yeah, mine was just total blech. And some days are like that.
Yeah.
And that kind of works well with what you were thinking we'd discuss today.
Yeah.
Some projects are like that.
Some
too.
projects. So we thought we'd discuss our failures, and they aren't necessarily failures. That's just the word for them. But we have learned from them. I think we've learned from all of them.
I have heard that FAIL stands for first attempt in learning.
I like that.
Isn't that cute? FAIL.
Yeah, and we thought that kind of fit with our sequence because the first podcast we did, we kind of showed some finished objects. And then last podcast, we showed work in progresses, which is kind of in between. It's not finished yet, so it's unclear if it will be a success or a...
Yeah, there's still hope.
Yeah, first attempt in learning.
Uh-huh.
And then, so this week we thought we'd show some of our first attempts in learning failures.
Our bombs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, should I start?
Well,
Or you
we're
can
not
start.
going to go in order of like
No.
what's the biggest bomb or anything like that.
No, and I'm sure
Yeah.
if I thought harder, I could
You
probably
would
find something
argue
else.
that this one's not a bomb.
No.
And I appreciate that.
Not at all. I think it's great.
It was my whip from last time that
Yeah.
did get finished.
Yeah.
It was an experiment, and it definitely, I did learn while doing it.
Yeah.
I don't love, so it's not
You know,
a failure in that I did anything wrong,
yeah.
but it's like, oh, okay, I found a lace ruffle thing, and I added it, and it went well, and it was a good lace experience, both sides, and color, and it's all fine,
Yeah.
but I don't feel like
I think it's kind of cool because you weren't going to do it. You weren't going to work. Well, you were going to, but you didn't have a plan set for it. And then when we discussed it on the podcast, you started working on it
I hit it
again.
like
Yeah.
I must get this out of the way.
Yeah, you started doing
Yeah.
it again. And I really like it, so I think I'm going to be wearing it this winter. I really do
That
like it.
would be lovely. Then that will redeem it entirely, but
Yeah, no, I do
but
like
I didn't
it.
finish it and go like any satisfaction other than it's off my list, which
Right.
usually I don't
I mean,
care
it
about.
is a
as you know.
slightly awkward shape, whether it's
Yeah,
a scarf or
yeah,
a shawl.
it is.
But I like it.
Yeah,
I do.
I still like the colors, and I mean, actually, I like it quite a bit on you. You do it justice. Really, you do redeem it.
Yeah, no, I like it.
But there was nothing about the project where I'm like, yeah, that's great. So
Yeah.
that's fine. So I know you wouldn't call that one a fail.
No.
I do have some spectacular fails, but if you would like to show.
Okay. So maybe I'll show in the order that I made them. So I'll show this one first. So I haven't woven in the ends yet, but when I wear it, which I do wear it, I just kind of stick them in.
Yeah.
And
We all do.
Yeah. So I hand dyed this yarn, and you could say almost that was a fail in of itself, also to some extent.
It was an experiment.
It was our first time dyeing.
Yeah.
We used cabbage, which we've learned is a stain, not a dye, but we learned that afterwards. We dumped in loads of alum. Remember, it was bubbling. It was insane.
No,
it was a big experiment. And so we looked at the pots of dye, and one was bright red, and one was a really pretty blue.
Yeah.
And
that's
it
all
didn't
that
turn out.
remained
Yeah.
after the rinse. Like it.
Yeah,
I don't know,
no,
maybe put it closer.
It's got. I mean, it's not white. It started out white, and
well,
it's not white.
Can I hold one of your skeins next to it to show white?
Oh,
'Cause
sure.
honestly, it's reading a little white, and it's definitely not. Okay, so there we go.
Right.
This is undyed.
Yeah, this isn't undyed. It's not the yarn, but it's undyed.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
but no, you
No,
can't even
it's
tell.
a very pale green.
if
It's got
you-
a little. It's
if
got a
you
little bit brown.
concentrate,
in
if
it.
you're determined to see
Right.
it. But it's a cute. It was, it's got a little that's a pearl, or rather a knit row in the middle of the pearls.
Yeah,
or however
where
it
the
was done.
increases were
Yeah,
done.
it's very nice.
But so I was following a pattern that was actually not a pattern.
It was a non-pattern.
Yeah, it was like increase every few rows and you'll be fine. Which I actually didn't really like since I had just started following patterns, and I
Yeah.
was really excited to follow a pattern, and I felt like I could understand patterns all of a sudden. And this pattern was kind of going backwards, I felt like.
Yeah, it's like they ripped the training wheels off.
Yeah,
and just gave you a shove.
I was like, no. That's what I'm trying to avoid. I'm trying to follow a pattern. So I didn't really like it, and so it didn't quite turn out how I expected. I do wear it.
You do?
I do wear it. But it wasn't quite how I expected, and the yarn also turned out different than I expected.
But it was fun.
It was.
We
The
were
dye,
excited.
yeah.
We
Yeah,
were
that was
excited,
fun,
and then
Yeah, standing over the pots, what would come out, and
Yeah.
nothing really came out.
no.
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 Yeah. Okay, so I think that's this one, yeah. And it's held up pretty well. It's not pilling too much or anything,
Nope.
but I don't wear it too often. No.
My turn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Turn.
You can just... so you're wearing your White Horse sweater, and I also had mine. I forgot on the last time to put it up as a whip. Is that right? Did I not show it?
Yeah, you didn't show it.
Yeah, I didn't show it. I didn't show it because it's not technically a whip because I'm never gonna finish it. And that's not me being, cynical that I won't finish it.
No.
I'm not gonna finish it because I have no motivation to finish it because there's a little problem with it. The lace came out nice. The yoke, it's the yoke and straight
and we
body.
were doing it all together. We cast on at the same time. We did each row at the same time.
Side by side. And I'm technically at what people call Sleeve Island, right? But
it's not Sleeve Island. That's not why you're not
no, but that's all that remains.
Right, yes.
All that remains is the sleeves. I've cast off the body and I did the whole yoke, which is all the work and the whole length of it.
Yeah.
However, there's just a tiny problem.
Yeah. Tiny.
Isn't that funny? You could call it a tiny problem. Yeah, that's the neck. That's not the sleeve or something. That's the neck. That's what I did. And yeah, I appreciate that blocking can do a lot, but I think I would have to get my head shrunk for this. This is ridiculous. It does stretch, it does, but I don't want to wear a sweater that's snapped onto my neck when I release it.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's wrong with mommy? Oh, she can't breathe. It's her sweater.
Yeah.
This is all great. I learned a lot. I actually value this, and I value doing it with you. This is a happy memory. I don't need to wear it.
Yeah.
Don't need to wear it, so I'm okay with that. Very happy memory. And if we ever meet a noodle who is cold, we will give it my sweater.
Yeah. Well, it won't be. It'll be a dress for the noodle.
The noodle?
Yeah.
That's how chunky. If someone overcooks it, if they go past al dente, and but then it won't fit in the neckline anymore. Anyway, so it's much, 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 much too narrow everywhere. Yeah. But the neck is the real kicker.
Yeah, it's a whole tube. It's the neck, but it's the body also.
Yeah, it's just
loose.
a slump. And not that this is not in proportion with the body. It's such a mess. The kicker for me was always what I always say is that this was the first thing, you cast on at the neck, and I messed up there and I kept going. So that was, I'm going to be so careful with all future sweaters around any top-down sweaters to be super, super aware of I just thought, oh, this is the scary part. Actually, it's the devil's in the details. The devil's in this neck, man. This is ridiculous. So that's my colossal one. That's my life.
Yeah, and you finished, and and the yoke is so impressive. And
it's beautiful. It was fun.
You could frame it
as a massive failure. Yeah. No, your turn.
No, as a first attempt in learning.
Yeah.
So this one came out looking great. It's a hat. Maybe I'll put it on. When I saw the pattern, I haven't always had things like this, but I saw the pattern and I immediately wanted to knit it. I loved
very
it.
smitten with it. Yeah. And it came out.
It took me. I couldn't quite master the
short row, right?
decreases. Yeah, the short rows were fine. Yeah, the short rows here. I couldn't quite master the decreases, so I had to undo a couple. But that was fine. It was a little bit weird. I probably had to undo a lot.
It's beautiful work, honestly.
Yeah, I kept undoing rows, but it looks great. But the yarn I chose is very light and airy, so it feels like I don't even have a hat on right now. Yeah. It's not warm at all.
You could wear it inside.
I could wear it as an indoor hat, like a decoration, but it's not I thought this would be like a fall beret.
Yeah.
And it's not. Yeah. It's not. It's just so airy yarn. It's very airy.
It's very, very
and
pretty.
it's light, too. You could feel it if you hold it. But yeah, and you can see the decreases. It came out looking great.
Yeah, it was a pretty ambitious short rows. Ooh.
Yeah, I know, short rows and this whole. Yeah. It's garter and then stockinette.
Have you done any short rows since?
Well, for this, the shaping, there were short rows.
There were in the neck.
For the neck shaping, yeah. Because
I was obviously tense when I did it.
You can see the ribbings.
I can see that, but I didn't question how that happened. Okay, we were doing short rows.
Yeah.
I did not know.
Yeah, and I was happy in my gauge. It fits, but the yarn.
You just don't wear it.
Yeah, and I think most times when I think of a failure, it's like, oh, I did something wrong. But the yarn, I don't think about when I'm choosing the yarn. Will this actually be good for what the project is?
Good point.
Yeah. I have some more hat yarn now. I'm worrying about if I think it'll be worn. I
have another failure that is in better shape than this one, but I won't go in any particular order. This is my 2-stranded brioche failure. Yeah.
Looks beautiful.
I think, okay, this is my two-stranded brioche failure. Today, I spent a long time on this. At the moment, I'm willing to revisit the idea, and I'm open to a different opinion. But the moment, I believe brioche was created by evil people, and it is an evil thing. I'm sure. When I qualify that two-stranded brioche, because I did explore brioche first, single brioche. It's fine. I get that swishy and the whole stretchy, and it was fine. I did it, and I felt like I totally was in a rhythm.
Gotten to feel your work yet.
No. But two-stranded brioche. I am now very, very comfortable doing the I think it's called the Italian cast on or the tubular cast on. Different names for this. No problem doing that. But two-stranded brioche is gonna wait for another day. I liked brioche fine. It doesn't speak to me, but it was fine. Ooh, I would just like to follow the brioche failure with a success that happened today. Speaking of, because you just brought it up with the hat. Short rows. I mean, it was fun. It was easy. I don't think it's gonna. And this was just like whatever, just putting them wherever I wanted to, and seeing the curve that I could create. I was like, this is, and I don't like. I'm scared of short rows, and I just look at.
And they're invisible. You can't see them.
No, you can see the curve, but they're not.
If I looked hard, but no, it's not like a big hole
you don't see
see
the short row, but you see if you follow the.
And I like that shape also.
Like what you can do for collars.
Yeah.
And you could pick up stitches. It was very freeing to knit without a pattern, and I didn't need a tutorial once I understood. I will say, give credit where credit is due. I got Coco Knit's Sweater Workshop. And I had just gotten it because I wanted to see what this method was that she talked about for starting a top down and the tailoring. So I'm kind of curious how to play with that and go off on my own with it. But in it, she mentions this short row method with shadow stitches. And she wrote very, very clearly, who was it? Julie Weisenberger wrote the instructions very, very clearly. I just read it once. And then just kept doing it, no problem, no struggle, no stress.
So these two samples were your success of the day.
Those were total successes. Although I wasn't so interested in this. I'm only interested in brioche if I can do 2-color, and if I can't do 2-color, then I don't care. So I'll revisit that another day, like another month maybe.
Right. Yeah.
But I do want to play more with short rows. I thought. And I've been so scared of them. So this was fantastic. And I guess after I was so unhappy with brioche, I felt like nothing can be worse than this.
Right.
So I'll try to
yeah,
but it is possible to do short rows. Actually,
that's cool.
Can I show that in relation to short rows? So my first attempt ever with short rows was this sweater. And it was... Here, we'll close it because the inside is not that interesting. Was this sweater, and... Thank you. It had short rows, and I didn't understand short rows yet, and it's the Andy cardigan. We'll put that on the blog and down below where to find the blog. But the short rows are on the sleeve. I don't know, hold it further back. And I couldn't get the short rows to look nice, so I ended up embroidering over them. So I turned that fail into a flower.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't see them.
Yeah. No, you can't see the short rows.
Yeah.
It's very cute, and I did learn how to embroider on knitting, which was fun and valuable, and I think the result is very cute.
It's great.
You wear it. Yeah. You wear it. She takes my stuff and adopts all the little cast-offs. They're cast-off. Yeah. Or I guess, no, they're bind-off.
Bind-offs. Well, no, cast-off works.
The pun is gone.
No, but cast-off is the term.
It's okay. Yeah, I don't think so.
I said cast-off.
Cast-off and you bind off. Cast-on, bind-off.
What's the difference between casting off and binding off?
Well, you cast on and you bind off.
No, I said casting off.
Yeah.
It's time to cast off.
But I don't think... Okay. We'll look into that.
No, it's a term, right?
Okay, your turn. I don't think it's the thing.
Well, I've of course got more failures. I didn't bring any out.
Oh, I have more.
You do great. Okay, I mean I do. I was like,
ooh,
what can I show?
Yeah. No, well, I only have one more.
Okay. You're gonna count that as a...
Yeah, absolutely. But again, learning experience. It was fabulous, but awful, as all my failures are. It was a sweater with no pattern whatsoever. I just wanted to think I could do it. I also did short rows there at the neck. Anyway,
that's really cute.
It was supposed to, and I could do some research and get some help on how to do this more successfully. But it was an absolute no pattern cardigan. And the big success was the pocket. The pocket was so fun. I posted it. It came out beautifully.
It did. Beautiful. It is.
I haven't bothered. What have I not done yet?
The sleeves.
One sleeve.
Oh,
one sleeve isn't done. Isn't seamed up. The rest is seamed up. The shape of it is so god awful. The fit of it is so god awful.
Are you crazy?
No. You haven't seen it. Horrible. That's fine. I'm actually glad that I'm showing it here because I'm thinking about frogging the whole thing so that I have the wool so that I could do another sweater attempt.
But I'd love to wear it.
No, you really. It's like, little monkey coat. It
looks beautiful. Look at that.
No, it's going to look beautiful.
Especially, I mean, it's a little bit short.
No. It wasn't even conceived with, the intention of shape, but I didn't realize how far off I was. So
no, it's true. The picture you were basing off of, it was a flat sweater. No one was wearing the sweater.
Do you mean the one of like the baby sweater that was all flat and I was trying to figure out how to... It was
all flat. Yeah, that was baby
sweater.
sweater.
That one. Yeah, no. Yeah, that I was kind of inspired like, I could do something.
Right.
No. Nope, big fail.
It's beautiful.
But
and I love you did your really nice neck shape in here so that it's not just a flat.
I did invent...
You did a little bit of it. I'm not sure if people can see, but it's
those
a
short
triangle.
rows. Yeah, I put that in as I was going, and that came out great. So I learned a ton. I'm not discouraged. I just don't want to wear something that looks like that. The yarn was gorgeous, and I'm glad I have it to do another thing. And I will
it's beautiful yarn.
Try something else. Back to the drawing board, as they say. Yeah,
it definitely. This one almost more than other things. Like I've knit hats before, but this is definitely first attempt in learning. Completely first attempt in learning, because this is your first sweater without a pattern.
Is it?
Yeah, you've knit other things without a pattern, but this is first sweater.
Yeah, I think.
And I mean, it is a sweater.
It is a sweater. It is a sweater. Well, but in as much as this is the sweater, but it's not. So yeah. What I love was that I learned pockets. Yeah. I love that today. Even if Brioche robbed me of hours that I will never get back, the short rows was a huge success. Yeah. And
I didn't know you were working on that. I've been so busy.
I know, that was my little secret to tell you, like, look, I did short rows. I don't know where would I put it. Yeah. A small victory. I will take it. I'm looking forward to now combining what I do know with new things that I have to learn. And I'll look through the Cocoa Knits book and see if I get some other ideas. And I'm going to take another stab at a sweater without a pattern that I want to just knit as I go. Yeah. But I did do a lot of frogging today. Over and over and over
Ribbit.
Yeah, and then I frogged out the whole scarf that I had cast on too. Yeah. And what are you going to be working on or
in the next few weeks?
Or? Yeah.
Well, I've got
incorporating what you now know to consider the yarn you choose for your project.
Actually, on that note, so I'm going to be working on the monkey I showed a few
body parts. Body parts are coming out.
Body parts. I've got the legs and the tail. I've got the tail cast on, but I finished. This is an arm.
You're like a tail.
The tail. No. Yeah, this is. So I finished the arms now.
Both arms.
Both arms. Yeah. I cast on the tail. So I'll be working on that, and I'll be working on my carveth. But I also hope, once I finish this, I always like to have a big project and a small project, and then other projects.
That's very same.
But I like to have a small project to take around and a big project that I work on at home. So after I finish the monkey, my next small project will be socks, and I want to do it 2 at a time socks. Yeah, and I think it's a less common way where it's inside, and so the socks are inside of each other. But speaking of choosing yarns and learning from this mistake, I made sure to pick a kind of hardy yarn because you knit socks with merino and you can just tell that they're gonna have holes if you wear them. Yeah. So this is tougher yarn, a lovely blend of Blueface, Leicester, and Wensleydale, and it's from Flying Fibers in Pennsylvania. And so I'm really excited to work with this yarn to make some nice socks.
Yeah, that'll be lovely.
And I think this will be good yarn for socks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
So that's what I've learned from my mistake. I won't do another silly
You haven't
yarn.
done socks since your one pair.
No, I knit a pair of socks and then I didn't get
And you
near
didn't
it again.
do it again.
Yeah,
But you did do that within a class?
And those are kind of a failure. I don't like them.
That's a different kind of failure.
Yeah.
Well, I like my
I feel
scarf.
like I did the ankle too short, and I don't love.
Do you
all
mean the
straight.
heel flap?
No, I wish I made it longer up so that it was higher.
Oh, you mean the leg?
Yeah.
Oh.
They're kind of like boots. And I don't really
Like
like
low
them.
cut boots or
Low
something?
cut boots, yeah. Booties.
Uh-huh.
And I don't really like that.
Mhm.
And I also did lots of striping. So I would actually count those as a failure.
Yeah. Do you have a pattern for this one?
I'm thinking about, I think it's called Rye by Tin Can Knits.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll probably do that pattern, but I could just do a plain vanilla sock. So it's that plain vanilla or Rye by Tin Can Knits.
Mm-hmm. I did one other thing I've been experimenting with, and I don't know what's going to happen to it. I was doing a mitten that, again, no pattern. And then that stalled out a little bit, but I don't think it's a failure.
You think it?
No, I haven't. I'm not committed yet to calling the the fate of it yet.
Yeah.
It's going to be a mitten. I just really had wanted to put this patch in, which I'm like, no, that was a tubular cast on straight knitting. I'm like, that's not brioche, is it? No. I love the happy yarn. I really wanted a roll here.
Yeah.
But I also want it to be kind of fitted, and so the only way I could figure was to put in a little elastic
I see that.
detail.
I wasn't sure if it was just for the look of it.
No, because I thought then it would be too straight,
Yeah,
so I wanted it to be a little snug at the wrist and warm and cozy. Plus, I want something soft right there on, where your pulse point. It seemed nice, and this is a super soft, whereas this has got a little more itch
rustic
to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's very happy.
That's a Noro yarn.
Yeah.
Yeah, very pretty. It's a really nice one. I'm not sure if it translates, but it's nice colors.
The yarn, no, it's nice to knit with. I'm totally making up the thumb. I haven't done a mitt in a little while, so we will see if it comes out okay. Maybe by next time I should have this off the needles. That shouldn't be too hard.
Yeah, because you're hitting the decreases soon. It looks like.
Yeah, but I did. Well, I could have been done with this last week.
Yeah, I think you did all of this in like 2 days.
I did,
and then you stalled.
I did, and then I was like, okay, that's interesting. Next challenge.
Yeah. And
then I foolishly turned to brioche for that answer, and that was not the right answer to the question, what next? Okay. Well, I think that wraps it up.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for watching.
See you next time.
Yeah.
Bye.